I'm going to be recapping UFC Fight Night Adesanya versus Imavov, starting with Hamdi Abdelwahab versus Jamal Pogues. Okay, so this was a daylight robbery. This was insane. Um, Jamal Pogues did live up to his nickname, the Stormtrooper, because they both landed nothing. Nothing interesting in this fight happened. For some reason, at the end of it, they were screaming and growling at each other, and then they did nothing. But yeah, this was a robbery, and I do not know why this Hamdi Abdelwahab is in the UFC. 3-0 going into this fight. He popped for steroids, and he had like a 15-year layoff. How is this guy in the UFC, and how is he getting robbery decisions? This makes no sense. Okay, next. Bogdan Grad versus Lucas Alexander. Bogdan Grad by round 2 TKO. Dude, this Lucas Alexander, 8-5 NPC. Look like Bogdan Grad made him look like Anderson Silva in round 1 for no reason. He was piecing up Bogdan, cracking his defense, lighting up his legs. For what? Like, how? I don't understand this. And then in round 2, he got arrogant for some reason, got dropped, then got controlled for a while, and then destroyed with ground and pound. But yeah, this Bogdan Grad guy, I'm calling it. He's the knockoff grappling version of Yuri Prochazka, and he will be fighting Alex Pereira soon. Then we have Jasmine Jesudavicius versus Maria Bueno Silva. Jasmine by decision. I don't really remember anything from this fight. It was so boring. I don't understand how these female fighters, most of them, every time they're in their prelims or they're unranked, they all hit like fucking pillows. They're all pillow punchers. I don't understand how this is happening. There's women at my fight gym who hit 10 times harder than them. I don't understand. Like, this just make no sense. But yeah, the fighting kit is absurd. Silva was wearing a full t-shirt with sleeves and a skirt, a fighting skirt. Okay, but yeah, that's all I remember from this fight. Then we have Terrence McKinney versus Damir Hadjovic. I'm saying it, dude. Terrence McKinney by round 1 TKO. The Bosnian bomber got reversed and bombed just like 20 years ago. No, but the ground and pound was really weak to me by Terrence McKinney. But the bomber guy just did nothing. He just sat there. So, yeah, it makes sense it would stop. But this really wasn't an impressive performance to me. But, yeah. Then we have the GOAT, SHAMIL GAZIEV versus Thomas Peterson. SHAMIL by round 1 KO. Okay, so first of all, in the beginning of the fight, before it started, this Thomas guy was frolicking around the octagon. Like, what the fuck was that? And then this NPC blob, this Thomas Peterson, look at him. Who is this? Look, what is wrong with him? Look, and he jumped across the cage, taking Shamil down like he's Kamzat. Like, what the fuck was that? But man, Shamil, the aura, dude. He got up after 5 seconds and knocked his ass out. Dude, Shamil, people forget, man, he's actually good. I was saying that after the Rosenstrike fight, too. Like, I don't have any proof for that, but just take my word for it. Because he's actually pretty skillful. But he does need to sort out his fucking cardio. I think he lost some weight, though. He looked a little bit different, and he has a mustache. Maybe that helps. Alright, then we have Muhammad Naimov versus Khan Ofli. Muhammad Naimov by decision. Okay, so in the first round, Naimov ate a crazy nut shot. I don't know how, he just walked that shit off. I don't know how he did that, but I don't know, props to him. And after that, Naimov was just piecing him up the whole fight, and especially every time they broke up, because Ofli kept trying to hug him to a decision, like he's Mario Batista or something. But he just wasn't good enough to do that. Like, at least Mario Batista knows how to hold someone against the cage. Even to the point where Goddard broke them up. Like, damn, okay. And great takedowns and active control throughout the fight too by Naimov. He looked really good in this fight. Then we have the first fight of the main card, Fares Ziam versus Mike Davis. In the beginning of the fight, Ziam showed great defensive wrestling and grappling, pushing the pace immediately after they break up, which turned out well for him. Clean striking the whole fight by Ziam, with Mike Davis having some moments in like barrages and blitzes. Then Ziam picked up Davis like he was Marab. That was funny. Round 2, Davis had a massive cut and blood was everywhere. At the end of the round, I genuinely thought they might bring the doctor in. Like, this was going to be the first win by blood loss. But no, luckily not, because it was a great fight. Then, despite being controlled a bit in the earlier rounds, Ziam got a couple takedowns and just, he kind of dominated the last round. And he got the decision victory. Then, Said Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira. So the whole fight, the commentators were saying that Said is in family of Khabib, and I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck. But anyways, in the beginning of the fight, they were pretty active. Oliveira got dropped and stunned a couple times. I got dropped by a fucking headbutt, which was kind of crazy. But then immediately in round 2, they were so tired. It was insane. They were both swinging and landing nothing, like absolutely nothing. Like, at least in some fights, when they're just swinging when tired, they at least land something, right? But no, these guys were swinging and landing nothing. This fight was ass. I don't care. It was ass. There was nothing to see past round 2, where Vinicius Oliveira just got lit up. And then the following 2 rounds, they just swang for the fucking bleachers and were landing nothing. This was not a fun fight. But at least it was better than some of the other fights on this card, which we'll get to. Vinicius Oliveira by decision. Alright, dude, I don't even need notes for this fucking fight. Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. This fight, nothing happened the whole fight. The first round, they stood there doing nothing. The whole fucking round. Then in round 2, Rozenstruik got dropped by fucking being petted. Like, his face got caressed a little, and he got stumbled or whatever. Like, what the fuck was this fight? And then Pavlovich just controlled him, doing nothing at the end of the round each time. Then at round 3, the coaches were trying to hype Jairzinho up, and he just came out and did nothing. He got stunned one time and was like, okay, I'll just give up. This fight was by far the worst I've seen so far in 2025, and I think it's gonna be the worst for the whole of 2025, because nothing happened. And Pavlovich didn't show any sense of urgency. Even when he dropped or stunned Rozenstruik, he didn't do anything. He just took him down and controlled him. This fight was stupid. But hey, it is what it is. Alright. Well. Who would have guessed? Sharamagomedov versus MVP. MVP won pretty sure all the rounds. Shara just couldn't find his rhythm. He just couldn't be comfortable in this fight. He was getting frustrated too, and MVP just kept like blitzing in and out, catching him with some stuff. Not really a fun fight, but I think most people expected this. I don't know how all these fucking TikTok casuals were picking Shara. Have you ever seen a Shara fight? He's not even that good. He was being beaten up by Petrosyan, and then he got the fucking double spinning back fist, which was cool. But come on, he was never gonna be MVP, and I don't know how people thought he was gonna. Michael Page by decision. Then lastly, we have Israel Adesanya versus Nassourdine Imavov. Nassourdine Imavov by TKO in round 2. Okay, so this fight, it was fun. It delivered. Israel Adesanya, first round, he stayed at the outside, kind of piecing Imavov up, but they both had their moments in the first round. It was pretty close in my eyes. And then obviously in round 2, Imavov got Adesanya, got him down, and I think the stoppage was okay. at first Adesanya was like protesting it, but then he was like, ah, whatever, you know, have your moment, man. So yeah, I think this fight was pretty good. The card was pretty boring, but you know, this delivered. This fight delivered. I don't think Adesanya is done at all. I see people saying, "Oh, Adesanya's done. It's over. He's washed." He isn't. He really isn't. He was doing good in the first round. You know, um, I got caught. You got dominated. You know, that kind of energy. No, I think Adesanya could still be doing some things in the middleweight division. I don't think he's getting near the belt anymore, but I think he can still, you know, put up some good fights and, you know, have a good end to his career, basically. And Imavov, what's next for him? Probably title contender fight. And then being beat up by Dricus by flying knee bar. Yeah. That was it. That was the recap. You know, like and subscribe, please. Begging you. And see you at the next one.